Yeah, so what makes a perfect bartender? In my opinion, one has to separate him or herself, a professional self, from like a personal self. What does this mean? So in my experience, I have encountered this thing with bartenders when you go to restaurants. Like you see, when you want to make, like, maybe you want to make a mojito. Okay. So you realize that the mojito, instead of using a lime, okay, a proper lime, like a fresh lime, they get to use like maybe the juice. It's fine, but it's not fine because whoever that is requesting for that know what he or she wants. Now, if like that drink is being served, okay, it's being served, and now the customer or the guest realize that, oh, it's not the lime, he or she cannot feel like the zesty whatever in the cocktail, and then the bartender will be like, oh yeah, that's what we have. So that is you being not being professional because you are deciding for the customer rather than you feeling what the customer, I mean, feeling for the customer, So, and one thing we also don't get to put in our mind is that we are paying for it at the end of the day, It's a service that we are rendering. So that is one point.
Well, when it comes to being a perfect bartender, for me, I believe you need to possess a very good customer service skill and then have knowledgeable about the work that you do. So you should be able to remember customers' preference when they walk in, like being an old-time customer. You should be able to remember that this person has already been there before. So this person likes to take old-fashioned. So the moment the person walks to the bar, you should be able to tell the person that, hello sir, your drink is ready.
The perfect bartender should be a good communicator. Should know the languages in which you communicate, how to communicate with your guests. You should be able to envisage what type of communication a guest should have. Some people wouldn't want to talk much, some would want to relate. Me as a bartender, I should be able to identify these kind of customers. Secondly, to my rapport within the bar. I have situations where my mood sets the mood in the whole restaurant or the whole bar, where I do my shaking, I do other things, my eye contact with my customers moves them, they all feel happy, and yeah, the atmosphere is fiery. Now imagine one time when, let's say, an hour to your shift as a bartender, and then your girlfriend calls and breaks up with you. How would you translate this situation, okay, and work with a vibe that wouldn't show how broken you are, but you still keep encouraging your customers, you still keep making them happy, you crack your jokes behind the bar just for your customers to feel good. And also, communication should also be good between you and your co-workers, your colleagues inside the bar, and the waiters too. How do you communicate with them? There shouldn't be too much haggle or tussle between you and them. Okay.
My second point is actually entertaining. How, like, a perfect bartender has to be entertaining. Like the way like when making a cocktail, you are making a cocktail, but at the same time trying to like have a conversation with someone on the side. Like that is like multitasking, and also the way you shake your body language and like your drink making skills. Let's say you don't just pour like someone who is sitting at seven at a beer bar. You're pouring like a professional mixologist, like putting some flair and
knowledgeable. As a good and perfect bartender, you should be knowledgeable everywhere around you. Like you should be able to know some of your wines, your beverage, your whiskeys, your cocktails by heart, so that if any customer walks in and asks you, okay, what is mojito, what is pina colada, you should be right away be able to tell the person what mojito and pina colada is. Not necessarily that you should leave your bar and go and ask your supervisor or something, but please, a customer wants mojito. How do you go about it? So being knowledgeable means you should be able to like learn around you, learn about the things you use in making your cocktail, learn about the flavors around you, the whiskey, the notes on them, how wine pairs to certain foods, how whiskey pairs to certain things, and how cocktails pairs to certain foods too, so that when a customer comes in and walks into the bar, he or she will be able to ask you, "Hello, please, do you want some drink? I want a drink, and I want you to suggest a food menu or a food pairing for me." You should be able to have the knowledge to do that. So, to me, this is what I think being a perfect bartender is.
Secondly, I would say working with speed and efficiency is one major thing that makes you a very professional and a good bartender. Despite all the distractions inside the bar, despite everything, you should be able to work with speed and efficiency. There shouldn't be much wastage. Working with efficiency and speed means, take for an instance, you are working in a bar, a nightclub. There's a whole lot of distractions. You are making about 10 cocktails at a go. You should be able to use the time that you need to make, let's say, 3 cocktails to make about 15 cocktails at once. And there shouldn't be much difference from the time that you are working, let's say, alone in a restaurant. Okay, all right. So I think these few tips would make you a professional bartender.